Hi everyone, it's Adriana here. Thanks for joining me here today. Today I created a tutorial on how to create a box envelope that holds a journal pages that folds out like a concertina journal pages. Come and watch me how I create this fabulous journal that you can use for any type of paper crafting. So I'll show you in this tutorial how to create the actual envelope box with the 12 by 12 scoring board from Couture Creations. I've decorated the front here with some of the sets of stamp and colour sets and die sets, and also the ephemera set. I've used some of the papers inside from the Australian Natural Beauties collection, and also some of the ephemera to decorate the panels of the journal that comes out as a concertina folder out this. I've just decorated with the ephemera, but you can use photos, you can do some journaling, you can do some drawings, you can do some writing. It's just a really great way of using the scoring board and also these papers to decorate and making a unique project that I have today. So I'm going to show you step by step how I created this actual envelope box. I do have another video which shows another feature of this scoring board, but I'm going to show you step by step now how to create this. So here I have a piece of cardstock. I'm using craft cardstock and I've trimmed it down 9 inches by 9 inches square. I'm using the 12 by 12 scoring board, and like I said, I do have another video featured in the details below. You can check that out as well. So I'm going to score it first on the two. I line up the paper up against that triangle, and I'm going to score it at 5.5 inches. I'm then going to move it up to the edge of that paper up to 5 inches, and I'm going to do another score line. So I have 2 score lines that I've produced at 5.5 and 5 inches. That's all you need to do. You need to make sure that those creases come through using the bone folder to crease those creases beautifully. Then you're using the corner of that little triangle that sticks out of that little insert there. You're going to line that up with the first score line up against the underneath of that score line, and then move it up to the second score line and score again. So you have continuous score line going through right to the end. You're going to turn it around clockwise again and going to crease those score lines until you've done all sides, and this will create your nice envelope box. Your score line has to be underneath this triangle, right angle, right there. Line up the paper against the edge of that guide, and then using a bone folder score down. So you only measure one side of the paper when you first initially do the first score line, 2 score lines, and after that you're just using the score lines that you've already created underneath the guide, and using the bone folder to give nice creases. As I mentioned before, I do have another video which I will link in the description of this video down below, and you can see another video on how to create this technique of boxed envelopes. So once I've done all my score lines, then the next step is to cut out the little triangle to make sure that you can give these edges a nice fold when you close up the envelope box. So you can create this for lots of different things. You can create it for like little books, or also if you want to create some card sets, you can use it and create a depth of an envelope, so that way you can put like 3D type cards in there as well, like cards that have lots of layers and embellishments on them. So as you can see, I'm cutting out little triangles. The guide of the folded edges will show you where to cut as well. So it's really quick and easy. The next step I'm going to do here, and I probably should have done it before I actually folded it, was to stamp some images, and I realized that after. So if you want to decorate it, do some stamping before you do the folding, because it's too hard to actually stamp after with all those creases. So you can see I'm using the beautiful papers from Australian Natural Beauties collection to decorate the inside, and then on the outside I've done some stamping. So placing that piece of cardstock. I've decorated the inside. Now I'm going to decorate the outside. Like I said before, try to do this before you do the folding, because I found that it didn't fold on the creases, so I just drew those lines later with an outline pen. So I'm using the Precision Stamp Press tool, the outline black ink pad, and rubbing that all over and creating design. I've coloured it all in with alcohol ink markers. I placed this beautiful love heart ephemera on the top there, so that's a nice little closure. And also I've decorated the inside as well. You can see how beautifully it come out. It comes a little bit different colouring and on the different darker coloured cardstock with the alcohol ink markers. Now I'm going to do the insert. So I used a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock and I've cut it 6 inches lengthwise, and I'm going to actually fold them, and I'm measuring the sections of these concertina or accordion folder that come out at 3 1/4 inches. This is a cute little mini scoreboard. Again, it has some guidelines of how to create some envelope boxes and envelopes. It's just a mini tool, and it comes with a bone folder as well. I'm measuring at 3 1/4 inches all the way down. Now there will be a little section that won't measure that length, and then I've just attached a little piece of the cardstock at the end to create another page for this concertina folder that comes out. So it's a really quick and easy tool to use, and handy because it's very small, so it's really good for this size of work. But again, I could have used my 12 by 12 scoring board. As you can see, there's a little bit left over here. Once I measured this one here at 3 1/4 inches, there's a little bit shorter version here, so I've just cut out another piece from the cardstock of the previous left over and attached it inside. So once I attach that inside my folded envelope, that will be another page. So altogether I'll have 4 and 3, 7 pages of journaling or pages to decorate inside this beautiful little envelope journal. So as you can see, that little piece there doesn't quite fit in the top part, so I'm going to layer it on the bottom and then add another little piece on top. So this little journal, I'll have a little string to tie it all up, and I'll show you how I created the little string and how to attach it to the inside. Here I'm using the small guillotine. This is a really handy tool. It's great for this sort of size cutting, and I'm just going to measure that at 3 1/4 inches and attach that to the inside of that, so create that extra page, so that way that looks continuous from the inside out. Okay, so that's really quick and easy. It's just a way of doing some extra little bits and things that you can add to your journaling, or a little project that you want to put some photos in. It's just another way of doing books and little journals. So I'm using some string here. I'm going to cut where I think I need to cut it so I can get a nice tie. I want to tie it up in a bow, but I want to attach this to this concertina folder before I attach it to the inside, so that way it's set in and doesn't move. So I'm just tying it in, and now once I've done that, I'm going to use some double-sided die cut tape. This is a die cut and bond tape. It's really strong and great for this large area that I wanted to hold down the string and also attach it to my inside of my envelope. So placing that down, I'm cutting. This is a really great product. Another one that's really good from Couture Creations. It's die cut and bond. It's double-sided tape, and it comes in 25 meters, and it's really versatile for sticking down large pieces of work, especially like if you're doing books and also if you're doing big layouts. This is a really great double-sided tape. It saves using all your little ones, so it's really good, easy to use, and like I said, it's double-sided. So you just remove the top layer and you have a sticky surface, and you attach that to your project. Really convenient and really handy. Once I peel the backing, I'm going to attach that to the inside, and that will secure it in so that won't come out and then it's all tied in with a little bow there, so all I have to do is untie the bow and the concertina pages come out. This is great for also for an interactive layout. If you're doing a page and you want to incorporate some extra photos, you can incorporate something like this inside your layout or on top of your layout. So to decorate the 7 pages here, I'm using some of the papers from the Australian Natural Beauties collection, and I've cut them down to size to fit inside of these pages. But before I do that, I'm going to ink them around the edges and then add some ephemera on top of those, some beautiful floral flowers from the ephemera set to make it like a floral book of Australiana florals. So here's the finished product. I've used the stamp set, the eucalyptus leaf and flowers from the collection of Australian Beauties collection and coloured them in with my alcohol ink markers. I've added a beautiful little heart ephemera and also attached a dot here, which is a Velcro dot, which are available also from Couture Creations. I've decorated each page with the ephemera sheets. I've placed them all inside there of all the different flowers of the Australian Flora flowers, and that looks quite cool. I've done also some stamping on each page, and also I rubbed some inks over a stencil just to give it dimension onto the pages. You could do some journaling on this, you can do some writing, you can add some photos. So this is just a lovely little compact envelope box with a concertina journal inside of some Australiana Flora. And that's it. Thanks for joining me here today. If you'd like to see more projects from Couture Creations, please visit couturecreations.com.au. If you like this video, please give a big like. If you'd like to leave a comment below of any questions, please do, and I'll answer them. I thank you for joining me here today, and I'll see you around soon. Bye for now.